kind of cold.
A little bit.
Hey everyone! Today we are going to be doing a little Q&A. I've brought you guys out to the park. I figured it would be really pretty, but it's also very cold. So we're gonna speed through this a little bit. I've got my brother here.
Hello, hello.
He's gonna be reading questions to me. We're gonna be pulling most of our questions off of the YouTube post that I made, but we've got a few from Instagram as well.
All right, well, our first question comes from Autumn Harvest on YouTube. They said, "Hi Aiden, how long have you been doing art projects and what made you decide to pursue more of a career in art?"
I mean, honestly, I've always been a very creative person. I've always been making something. I'm always working on something. And I come from a very creative family. My mom is a seamstress. My grandmother was really into, she's really good at crochet. She taught me how to crochet. My dad, who's honestly a jack of all trades. But I sort of just realized that I love sharing my art with other people. You know, I'm always creating something and I enjoy the process of sharing it.
All right, our next question comes from @FairyToTheStars on YouTube. They said, "Just discovered your channel before Halloween this year and am loving your work. Any ideas you've always wanted to work on but just haven't had the opportunity to try yet due to time/motivation, etc.?"
Yes, I definitely have some projects that I've really been wanting to tackle, but I just haven't quite gotten to the point where I'm able to tackle those projects. I've really been intrigued by woodworking and wood carving. I think that would be a really fun project to try. And also just working with other fiber arts. I've dabbled in like needle felting and I love watching people make the spun cotton characters. I think that would be really fun to try. I don't know, there's a lot of things that I really want to try. I'm always looking for new mediums and creative outlets.
All right, our next question comes from @LaCarlita on YouTube. They said, "My question for you is, when did you become interested in the vintage style and what are your goals for the future?"
I didn't start discovering the whole vintage decor style until probably about 5 or 6 years ago is when I really picked up on it and really fell in love with the vintage style. But my mom also loves vintage things. So for the holidays, we've always sort of had vintage things around. So that's what I associate with my childhood. And I think that that does reflect a lot in my art. As for plans for the future, eventually, hopefully sometime sooner rather than later, I would love to start incorporating live streams here on the channel. I think that we would have a lot of fun with that. And I've got some ideas that would be really fun, maybe doing some craft alongs or just general Q&As over there as a live stream. I think that would be really fun.
You talked about wanting to do some cooking videos.
Oh yes, absolutely. I would love to start doing some cooking and baking videos, trying out different recipes, you know, trying cooking techniques that I've never tried before. I think that would be really fun. You know, and maybe someday in the far future, when I, am able to, I would love to sort of host my own show or create some sort of a series, and I have a lot of ideas for that that I don't really want to share just yet.
All right, our next question is from Carrie9493. Carrie says, "I've watched some of your earlier videos, which were focused on shopping. Then it seems that you took a hiatus for quite some time and came back with a focus on your art. What inspired you to make this brilliant change? I am so thankful that you did and am impressed that you were able to jump into it with videos of true quality."
Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Yes, I did do YouTube there for I think it was about 2 years of doing decor hunting and decor vlog style content. And I sort of I fell out of love with it. And I sort of came to realize that I was tired of like obsessing over the shopping aspect and like the thrill of the hunt. And I think it's really easy to get caught up in that sort of culture and feel like you have to buy things, you know, to, I don't know, it's weird, and it became very toxic. And I sort of, at that point in time, had shifted my interest to making my own decor items. And I was like, you know, I miss doing YouTube. I do enjoy making videos. So I was like, well, why don't I just do videos about my art? Why don't I just do videos about things that I wish there was videos about? And I definitely saw a blank spot in, you know, the YouTube catalog for folk art and paper mache, and there's just not a lot of information about it out there. So I, you know, took that opportunity to try and share what I've learned about that process.
All right, and at Cat's Rule 64 asks, what and who are your current creative inspirations?
I mean, as far as my art goes, I would say I draw a lot of inspiration right now from, well, obviously a lot of vintage imagery, but for modern day artists, I really enjoy the work of Lance Inkwell. He's a very talented artist. I am absolutely inspired by Christine McConnell. I think that there is something so unique and special about her work that like nobody else can even come close to. And I think that she as a person is just so inspirational to me.
I think it is kind of covered under the vintage umbrella, but I would say that the inspiration for a lot of the character designs and like the style of the art would be like Silly Symphonies and you know, those old vintage cartoons especially. Like there was vintage Halloween decor that it does take inspiration from, but also outside of just the decor, it also takes a lot of inspiration from cartoons.
What he said.
Yeah. All right, these next few questions come from the responses we got on Instagram. No Eyes asks, what's your favorite holiday and why?
I mean, let's be honest here. It's Halloween. But that is not to say that I don't love Christmas as well. It's so hard for me to choose between the two of them. But I do think Halloween is probably my favorite. I love that Halloween it's one of those holidays that no matter your age, Halloween will always feel like Halloween. Whereas, you know, Christmas, you know, when you're a kid, there is a certain magic about it that kind of slowly gets lost as you get older. But I think with Halloween, you know, everybody still dresses up, everybody's giving out candy, and everybody's just there to have fun.
All right, and Jojo_Nauman, perhaps, says, what's a project from your younger years that you are most proud of?
I would probably have to say, it's probably one of my crochet projects that I made as a kid. My grandma, she taught me how to crochet when I was 6. And I crocheted for the next 15 years after that. And I crocheted hundreds, if not probably thousands of plushies. I mean, my hands were like a machine, and there's a reason why I don't crochet anymore, because my hands. But I would have to say it's probably one of those plushies. I've done some pretty intricate crochet work. I would like to think that I, at this point, am pretty much a crochet pro. I mean, yeah. I really can. There has never been a thing I couldn't crochet. It's just, I picked it up at such a young age and it just clicked with me.
At Penny Dreadful on YouTube asked, did you go to art school or are you self-taught?
No, I actually did not go to art school. I have actually been homeschooled my entire life. When it comes to art, I am entirely self-taught. I have gone to a few small local art classes, but I never, you know, that was never ever focused on sculpting. That was like other paint mediums. So sculpting wise, yes, I am entirely self-taught. Everything that I know, I have learned from digging around on the internet and finding as much information as I can. And trial and error, which I think is the best way to learn when it comes to art.
All right, at Janice in Accounting on YouTube asks, do you have a day job or are you a full-time artist?
Actually, no, I do not have a day job right now. YouTube and my art is currently both me and my brother, our full-time job right now. Which I have been doing YouTube on and off for like the past 4 years. He recently graduated.
Yeah, I graduated with a associates in audio and video production technology, so film has just always kind of been a thing for me. Like, that's always been my passion. I never really could see myself doing anything but video work in some capacity. And so, with the channel happening and it actually kind of, being pretty successful here at the beginning of it, and I decided that I would come on and be your videographer and editor, because I think it's something that if we work together, we can really turn into something special.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, he's been an enormous help. I'm sure a lot of you have noticed the uptick in quality. That's all him. I'm just here to create. He's here to document. And I think in a lot of ways we're like a really perfect match for this channel.
Yeah, and I've also seen a lot of comments saying a lot of really nice things about the videos and how they look and how they've been shot and how they're filmed, and I do really appreciate that. We put a lot of effort into making sure that they look as professional as possible. I mean, it's just the two of us.
Absolutely.
So it's a group effort, or it's a team effort to make sure that it actually comes out looking as, legit as it can.
Yeah.
And but it also takes a lot of time, and that's why we're kind of trying to do some other stuff as well, because those really highly edited and professionally shot videos take a lot of time to do. And so if we do some other stuff, mix in some other stuff that is a little bit more laid back, then we can really give those professional videos our full attention and give them the treatment that they deserve.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I know a lot of you guys really enjoyed the thrifting vlog that we did last week, so I'm really happy about that. We're definitely going to be working on some more of those hopefully soon. Also keep your eye out. The next video should be a craft video. So keep your eyes out for that. I really hope that you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications, as well as leave a comment, because it really helps out the channel. Also, be sure to follow me over on Instagram, where I also post every time that I upload a new video. Thank you all so much for tuning in, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye.